Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen and from GamePron News, and I'm here with Adam from Trion, and we're talking about Rift. Can you tell us a bit about what exactly Rift is for those who don't know?
Yeah. So Rift is a massively multiplayer online game. We launched in March. The game has been live now for 3 months, well, just a little over 3 months. We're rapidly approaching the 1 million user mark, so that's a big accomplishment for us. We're very excited about it. And we're here at E3 showing our 1.3 patch update, which adds a lot of new content to the world and a lot of new things for players to do.
So what exactly is this lot of new content that it adds?
So the thing that makes Rift unique compared to other MMORPGs is the fact that it's a dynamic, living, breathing world. Every day you log in, there are different things for players to do and different events for them to play through. So 1.3 builds on that. We continue to launch new dynamic content. In this case, it's a world event. So this world event will actually run for all of our users for almost a month. And I'm going to go ahead and get it started over here real quick as we talk. But it gives players different activities to do week by week by week. Everything that they do and achieve is here on the screen. There are new rewards, new gameplay. It ranges from the lowest level player to the highest level player as well.
So let's have a look at what's new in this. So can you just talk us through what you're actually doing?
Yeah. So what we're going to be showing here today is the final phase of the Hammerknell event, Wave of Madness. So players will get to see the Hammerknell fortress being broken into, and then we're actually going to do a quick run through of Hammerknell itself, which is a 20-man raid instance for the end of the game. In addition to this, 1.3 has a number of new features as well. We're adding guild banks and player transfers for free. These are two big features that our players have been asking for the past couple months, and Trion's pretty dedicated at adding those things one at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started here. So what you're actually watching is the final phase of one of our world events. So here, the players have progressed through weeks of content. They've done tons of different things, unlocked a lot of different story, and they're coming to the culmination, which is the cracking of Hammerknell. So these giant cannons here are firing up into the fortress above. I'll actually shut off the UI so things are a little easier to see. And what happens here is players will actually see this event unfold. They'll get to experience it, and then they'll have access to the new zone. But that's not just it. So if we give this a moment, we'll see that a giant monster is going to come out, Merdantix. The dwarves are going to go ahead and push him back, but what'll happen from there on out, that monster will rampage around the world for the remainder of the event, giving players of all levels a chance to have an opportunity to play through the encounter. So we'll go ahead and watch this guy come on down real quick. So he's got to kill a few people on his way, but he'll be here in a moment. So just like all of our events, this is fully voiced over. So in this particular case, we don't have our headphones on, but you normally hear a whole bunch of dialogue and voice acting as well. One of the neat things about this is, with any event, we also have new items. So we can see there's Big Ugly Guy over here, and I've got a cool little tamed version of him that if I complete certain encounters and do certain things in the game, I can go ahead and unlock that. So, long story short, the dwarves here are going to push him back, but we're going to move on to give you guys a sneak peek of Hammerknell just so we can kind of show you a little bit more about the game. So as I said before, Hammerknell is a large raid, a 20-person instance. We have a number of 10-man instances and dungeons coming in our future patches, but we've just released this one with 1.3. As you can see, it's an epic scale dungeon, quite large, unique architecture to our game. This is an area we haven't shown before. As players work their way through this dungeon and the event, they're going to unlock the secrets of Hammerknell. They're going to find out why the rune binding went south and all these undead have invaded, and they're going to get a chance to fight a number of special encounters, such as Merdantix here, as well as, let's jump to another one. Do this one instead. I think this one's more interesting. As well as critters like Sikaron, who's going to be coming over the ridge here. It's a rather big, bad, ugly. And even more importantly, they're going to have a chance to fight against Akylios, the water dragon himself. So this is the final thing I want to show you guys. It's actually very unique. It's MMO meets God of War is probably the best way to say it. So in a lot of MMOs, you fight a really tall-looking guy, and he does interesting things. But what we really wanted to do is give players a chance to kind of experience the whole environment. So I'm going to step you guys through an exclusive look at the final encounter of this raid, Akylios, and you guys can get an idea of the scope and the drama of the situation. So this will take a little bit longer, but that's because there's a lot of dialogue going on that we can't hear, but I'll go ahead and step you through. So Lord Jonaru here is going to try and break Akylios free of his prison. At this point, players would normally fight him. We're going to go ahead and skip through. Beaten and defeated, he's going to use the last of his life energy to summon the dragon.
Seems hardly fair, really.
Yeah. No matter how good you are, there's always something big and bad to fight. So as you can see, just like inside our dungeons, the environments change as things go on and based off of player actions. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next platform. Where all of these crazy tentacles, Kraken tentacles pop up, and you've got to fight through this area as well. As you do, we're just going to keep pushing this along. More craziness is going to happen. Another set of chunks of rocks are going to drop from the ceiling. You've got to move fast across it or else it's going to crush it behind you, which is cool, pretty cool. And you'll finally become face to face with Akylios himself. Which, as you can see, is a epically scaled monster. I wasn't kidding when we're saying this is something like MMOs meet God of War. The scale and the scope and the amount of things that players have to do and interact with the monster and the environment itself is something you don't see in a lot of MMOs today. So that's just a quick look at Hammerknell itself and our 1.3 update. If you're interested in checking it out, you can join us on our public test servers. If you haven't played Rift yet, if you go to riftgame.com, you can download the free trial, try the game out, and also come take a look at our test server and see what 1.3 has in store for us.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.